Hello everyone and welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today I just want to go through a load of my custom Victorinox Swiss Army knives. Now these were all made by Dan over at BladeBridge Customs, and he's actually having a sort of a winter sale on at the moment on his website. Now he's doing a clear out sale, so it's 40% off and the code is BIG40 and there's a space between big and 40. Now this is because he's got brand new, really exciting stock coming on December 1st, and he just wants to clear it all out and get a fresh start from December, ready for the run up to Christmas. But here's all his information. So there's his logo, BladeBridge Customs, and on the back you've got sales, sharpening, servicing. Now this is the place where the sale is going on, bladebridge.co.uk. You can scan this QR code here if I hold it up and you want to pause it and take a screenshot, and you can find on his website. Make sure you're using the code BIG40 and you get 40% off, and that's a huge discount. So, and there's some really cool pieces on there, and I'll show you some examples of the sort of stuff he's got on there. But make sure you go over there and check him out. Wonderful guy. He'll make you customs. He'll make customs up, sell them pre-made on his store. He'll have older vintage models. I know he's got some vintage stuff coming, not just Swiss Army knives, USA, UK, German, French, whatever it may be. There's loads of different pieces, so make sure you go and check him out. But let's just run through a couple of the customs I've got from him over the last sort of year and a half, nearly 2 years, I think. I'll start with the first one I think I ever bought from him, and it's probably still one of my favourites, and it's this, in this really wonderful teal kieranite. Just look at the peening of those rivets through there, or the pins I should say. They're all wonderfully flush, and look at the quality of the kieranite he uses. And this has orange G10 liners through it as well. You can see how flush those pins are. You cannot feel a single thing. As I said, G10 liners, and these blades have been acid washed by himself as well, so you can see that there. And honestly, I don't know anyone who can get a blade sharper than Dan. Just fantastic work. This is a tinker, so obviously it's a custom tinker, so all the tools are acid washed. And then of course you've got the Phillips and the punch on the back there, also acid washed. And this has become one of the ones that I used a lot to start with, and then I didn't want to really damage it because I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So it gets the occasional bit of carry time. It's more of a sort of a smart function knife for me, this one at the moment. But that's a custom tinker. One you've all probably seen a million times. It's had loads of different scale changes. This is the custom compact that Dan did for me. So it's a standard compact but with brass liners, and the corkscrew was replaced with the Phillips driver. You can see the brass in there. Now these scales were a gift from Nigel Loftus when I went to Sharp Show. So once again, Nigel, thank you very much. I think they looked fantastic on this compact with the brass liners. Now you do lose the pen functionality on here, but my EDC every single day includes a pen. I have one of these brass bolt action pens in my pocket every day, so the pen on here is not fantastic anyway, so that doesn't bother me in the slightest. And the ones I carry the most, I put the little pocket dangler on there. I think it's the best way to carry them. And of course, compact has scissors, main blade, and of course now all his customs since this one, as it was very early, now have his logo etched or laser engraved on. And of course compact has that combo tool on the back as well. The nail file on the hook. Let's take a look at this one. It's really cool. I love this thing. So this is a climber that Dan has peened through the actual cellar door scales. See that? As they would have been originally. This is how they would have been back in the 50s with the pins through the scales. But just fantastic work. Of course this is brassed as well, so the liners are all brass. Apart from that, absolutely standard climber. So this is what I mean. He does slight customization or full-blown blades acid etched, all that sort of stuff. You can see this is a pre-90s because there's no parcel hook on there, and pre-85 because there's no punch hole in the punch. But that is one of my favourite ones that Dan has ever done. I just love the exposed pins. I think it's brilliant. Carry this one a lot. Let's have a look at one of the more recent ones. So this is just a standard companion, the 91mm companion, part of the Live to Explore, and I got the New York one. I loved carrying it, but I wanted that extra bit of weight in my pocket that brass gives. So Dan was very generous and he put brass on there for me, and you can see that he has his logo or his text etched into one of the back springs, and this is featuring some really nice emerald scales. Got that gold and green combo, really works. And then he surprised me with adding this blade to it. Has this nice design on there that's Lady at the Beach, showing off some assets. Let's just leave it at that. And the same on the back of it, and again absolutely razor sharp. And this one has been in my pocket pretty much non-stop since I've had it. I think the compact is absolutely fantastic. Just boasts a couple of quick and simple changes really, one of them being the parcel opener. I actually prefer this to the can opener because a lot of cans nowadays come with a ring pull anyway, and those clamshell packages with the tough plastic, this thing really eats through them and it's fantastic. So that's the companion. One he made up for me as a gift for Halloween. This would have been a, what do they call it? Walker, I think? Or is it the lumberjack? I think it's lumberjack because it's the 84mm. But this is a custom with, we got black G10 scales with an orange G10 liner going right through the middle. Of course, you get the 84mm blade there with his logo laser engraved. And then lumberjack having the combo tool and the saw on there as well, and that's a nice sort of 84mm compact model with the corkscrew on the back. Very unique, one that I wish they would actually bring back. In a lot of the 84mm, to be honest, I wish they'd bring back, but Dan does fantastic work. If you want one of the ones that are discontinued, he will happily make one up for you, and he'll do some sort of custom touches to it if that's what you want. But there's that one there as well. This is a custom of my own invention that I got Dan to put together for me. So it has black micarta plus scales on it for an 84mm, so you can get the pen slot on there. We have a corkscrew with the corkscrew screwdriver in the back, carbon fibre outer liners with a brass centre liner. And then all I wanted on this was scissors, so the 84mm scissors, the main blade on there that he has his logo etched, and the newer style nail file. Now these are the tools that I use every single day. Now this is mainly for when I go to the office, so it makes it a bit more of a discreet carry, it being an 84mm, and it only is 2 layers, and all I really need is the nail file, main blade and scissors to go through my day. And this is my office carry every single time I go to the office. It's discreet, it's non-threatening, there's nothing threatening about it, it's more of a conversation starter really than anything like that. But this is one of my favourite ones, and I don't really know what to name it. At the moment, it's just called 84mm something. But if you guys want to think of a name for it, feel free, let me know in the comments below. Now, these remaining 4 I've got here to show. Now, I have many more of Dan's customs. I didn't want to bring out too many, as a video would be like 10 hours long. But these are some of the most impressive ones he's done. This one is actually a prototype for a new method he's trying with kieranite. As any of you don't know, kieranite is very fragile. Once you try and pin it like this, one wrong hit and it just cracks immediately. So Dan's trying this new technique where he's cutting the hole bigger in the kieranite and putting the sort of the brass collar in there, so you can sort of pin it into the collar rather than into the kieranite. And you can see once that's done correctly, look at the finish on that. I can't wait till Dan starts producing these. It's so smooth, you cannot even tell that there's 2 bits of brass there. You can't see anything at all. But of course, this is a trial one, so he sent it over as a gift. It's one that's going to get used, but look at the colour on this kieranite. Moves in the light. Now this is just another one of them random designs, so it's got laser engraved blades, razor sharp, main blade, pen blade. We have the scissors, and then a Phillips driver on the back. So this is just something he knocked together, but it's absolutely fantastic and has this sort of coyote, sort of light brown, greyish G10 liners. Honestly, it's flawless. I know like he's working these sort of little bits and pieces out to get it perfect, but as a working knife, it's fantastic. This would definitely be in anyone's rotation. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Again, his logo on the back there as well. Now, this next two were part of a series special run of 10 he did. I have two of them. Thrifty Knifty has one of them, I believe, where he took standard models, either made complete customs with rare tools, or took a standard model and made it with unique parts. So this one has white G10, black G10 on either end with the white and black kieranite, his logo engraved on the back here. Nice little cross on there, and of course the exposed pins. And now this is a Huntsman, and with the special range of 10 he had a deep laser engravement of his blade logo up here, and then on the back they were numbered, so this is number 5, and they would come with a little BladeBridge wooden box and a little aluminium coin designating the number of the knife. But everything else on this is absolutely immaculate. The action of all the tools, it all just works flawlessly. Dan does superb work. So make sure you're getting in on that sale. There's not many things left. You can save yourself 40% with Big 40. This one is a Spartan with the white kieranite again. This has sort of like the forest green liners on there, and you can see that blade etch again. And then on the back, this one is number 4. Action is superb. Everything is just phenomenal. He's also started rounding off the corners a bit more as well, like they were on this one, for a bit more comfort in the hand compared to this one, which is quite square on the corners. So just all the little touches he does makes it really worth picking something up. And then finally, these are what he made for me and the community for Sharp Show as an exclusive, so a Slipjoint Sawyer exclusive. This is sort of cracked black ice kieranite, copper liners, got a Phillips driver on the back, we've got the punch, and one of the things he did, which was absolutely fantastic, I mean, you can see his logo on the front here, and he actually had my logo laser engraved on the back as well, and I think that's fantastic. So I think there's still a few of these left on his Etsy site under Vintage Tool Goods, but I've sent one over to Randy's WSG. Hope he really enjoys it. I know a few people in the community have got one, so I really appreciate anyone that picked one up. All the proceeds for the work and the sales go directly to Dan. I just wanted some really cool knives for you guys to enjoy. But there we go. That's sort of an overview of Dan over at BladeBridge Customs. He's doing some absolutely fantastic work, some really unique, cool stuff coming very soon. I hope you enjoyed my overview of all the sort of customs I've got from him. Please go and check him out on his website, Instagram, on his Etsy. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.